Hey everybody, Ray here. Welcome back to another Genshin Impact character video. Today we feature Lady Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, Yae Miko. Before we hop on in, please let me know if you enjoy these videos by hitting that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please consider bopping that red button and joining the team. If there's a character you want to see next, let me know in the comments. Yae Miko is the head priestess of the Grand Narukami Shrine, but not only is Miko an important shrine maiden, she's the editor-in-chief of Yae Publishing House. And she's a kitsune. If that isn't enough, not only is she a very powerful yokai, she's also the familiar of Inazuma's Archon, Raiden A. So let's recap. Head priestess, editor-in-chief, powerful kitsune, Archon's familiar. Oh, and let's not forget, she nearly killed Ito in a ramen eating contest. As I'd won the last 50/50s, I hadn't really prepared for her, so my build is cobbled together and quite frankly, very, very bad, but I am going to show you anyway. I haven't gone for any of Miko's constellations, and I also haven't leveled up her talents too far just yet, as I ran out of handguards. And honestly, they take so long to farm that I gave up a few days ago. But I did level her up to 80 and will unlock her last ascension eventually. She is also hanging out in the teapot and in the commission squad, so her friendship level is gradually growing, but for now is at level 4. My current weapon of choice for Miko is an R5 Widsith. As I switch her in and out pretty often, it will trigger the boosts frequently. When it comes to the artifacts, as I said, I expected to lose, so I was not prepared at all, and I've just thrown on a few pieces that looked okay from the Wanderer's Troop set and an electro damage cup. I've currently got a mastery timepiece and a crit damage circlet, but I plan to swap those out. I've not quite chosen the right sets yet. Yae Miko debuted as a playable character in version 2.5 in the Everbloom Violet event wish. As of the time this video is posted, there's still a little time left to wish for her. If you want to get the best from Yae Miko, you'll need electro crystals dropped by various bosses, Dragonair's false fin from the Bishop Herd, handguards from these scoundrels, and a nice collection of sea Ganoderma. For her talents, you'll need Books of Light, more handguards, to face the Shogun for the meaning of ions, and not to forget those all-important Grounds of Insight. Once you've added Yae Miko to your team, any more wishes for her will give you Stellar Fortuna to light up her constellation, Divina Vulpes, which, yep, you've guessed it, means Divine Fox. Before we dig into Miko's talents, I'd like to introduce a friend who will be helping us out today, the Ruin Grader of Arumi. If anyone would like to see a full count of me failing to get out of the way of its slam attack, let me know. Miko's basic attack, Spirit Fox Sin Eater, summons forth Kitsune spirits, initiating a maximum of 3 attacks that deal electro damage. Like many of the more recent characters, she does have unique animations if you stop the chain after each attack. I do quite like the last one myself, and it does look very pretty when you're trying to catch a nice thumbnail. Her charge attack consumes a certain amount of stamina to deal electro damage after a short casting time, and when plunging from midair gathers the Might of Electro to deal AoE electro damage upon impact with the ground. Yae Miko's kit is centered heavily around her elemental skill, Yakan Evocation Sesshu Sakura. She'll move swiftly, leaving behind a Sesshu Sakura. They will periodically strike a nearby opponent, dealing electro damage, and the more of them on the field, the more damage will be dealt. There is a maximum of 3 that can exist at any time. Apparently placing them too close together will destroy the original. I don't actually think that's the case though, as demonstrated by my friend here while we were trying to show off Yae Miko's tail, which does appear when she uses the skill. The second passive talent, Enlightened Blessing, increases the damage dealt by Sesshu Sakura by 0.15% for every point of elemental mastery that Miko has. The second constellation, Fox's Mooncall, starts the Sesshu Sakura at level 2 when created, making their max level now a 4, and it increases their attack range by 60%. The third constellation, the Seven Glamours, increases the level of Yakan Evocation Sesshu Sakura by 3 talent levels. For the fourth constellation, Sakura Channeling, when Sesshu Sakura Lightning hits opponents, the electro damage bonus of all nearby party members is increased by 20% for 5 seconds. And after unlocking the final constellation, Forbidden Art Daisosho, the Sesshu Sakura's attacks will ignore 60% of the opponent's defense. The Elemental Burst Great Secret Art Tanko Kenshin summons a lightning strike dealing AoE electro damage. When using her Elemental Burst, any nearby Sesshu Sakura will be turned into Tenko Thunderbolts, dealing additional AoE electro damage. And we also catch a glimpse of the Kitsune tail in its full glory. The first passive talent, the Shrine's Sacred Shade, will reset the cooldown for 1 charge of Sessho Sakura for each one that is destroyed when using the Elemental Burst. With the first constellation, Yakan Offering, each time the Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin activates a Tenko Thunderbolt, Yae Miko will restore 8 elemental energy for herself. And the 5th constellation, Mischievous Teasing, increases the level of Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin by 3 talent levels. Her final passive talent, Meditations of a Yako, has a 25% chance to get 1 regional character talent material when crafting. And when cooking the revival dish udon noodles, there's a chance she'll create her signature dish fukuchi udon instead. This gal sure does love her fried tofu. So when it comes to using Yae Miko in battle, you're not going to be sending her out there alone. Who are the best teammates? If you've seen my character videos before, you'll know I like to start off with Elemental Resonance. Teaming Yae Miko with another Electro character will activate the team buff, giving a 100% chance to obtain an Electro Elemental Particle from Overloaded, Superconduct and Electrocharge reactions. Depending on the effect you want to achieve, really you could pick any of the Electro characters. Just like Yae, units like the Shogun or Fischl also provide off-field Electro damage, whereas Sarah is a character to boost the team's attack and Beidou can be your main damage dealer. Pairing Electro with Cryo triggers the elemental reaction Superconduct, dealing damage and reducing the enemy's resistance to physical damage. Once I've built Miko up and gotten used to her playstyle, I think she'll be a formidable partner for Eula. Her off-field electro damage paired with Eula's Cryo skills will really let Eula shine. Characters like Rosaria and Diona can offer buffs, while their bursts can apply Cryo while they're off the field. You'll also get off-field burst damage from someone like Kaya, while Diona can also shield and heal the team. When it comes to Pyro, a support unit like Bennett will be able to buff the team and provide healing in a pinch, and someone like Xiangling has a great off-field damage. For Hydro, there aren't many 4-star options, but if you're early to the game, Barbara is going to be useful while you build up your roster, and Xingqiu seems to pair pretty well with Miko in this test, so it's probably time I built him up myself. Like Hydro, Animo only has the 2 4-star choices, Sayu and Sucrose. Both are solid options, as Sayu can be your team healer, and Sucrose can also buff the team mastery, which will benefit Miko. When it comes to Geo, Ningguang as a main damage dealer will be able to generate shields with Miko's support, and my next pick would be Yunjin because, well, she's awesome. I do usually try and keep my recommendations free to play friendly, but everyone's going to end up with a few 5-stars at some point, and from the standard 5-stars, while I've been testing Miko, she's been backing up my D-look. It's been working pretty well for me, and I definitely like to mix her in with Mona more often, especially with Mona's taunt and attack boosting burst. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Another pairing I'm currently using is Shenhe and Miko. I think this works for the same reason as Rosaria, and also Zhongli makes a great pairing because of his shield. Of course, as we edge closer and closer to heading to the next nation of the Dendro Archon, we're going to finally, and hopefully, see our first Dendro characters. I've seen some rumours floating about that Miko will pair really well with Dendro, so I'm looking forward to seeing if that's true. Now is time for my final verdict on Yae Miko. I feel like they tried to make her unique from Honkai Impact's Yae Sakura, but personally, I'd have preferred a carbon copy. A badass with insane sword skills? Yes please. But that aside, just going by the titles on some other YouTube videos I've seen, I feel like Yae Miko is the new Kokomi, that she seems bad and people won't wish for her. But I think, like Kokomi, she's going to prove to be pretty great. I can see how her playstyle isn't going to be for everyone, and without a good build, I'm definitely not seeing great damage for most of her attacks, but comparing it to a skill, I do think there's potential here. If there are other characters you know are coming up or returning soon that you're interested in, then maybe give Miko a miss this time and catch her on a rerun. That'll give you plenty of time to prepare some materials for her. But if you like her playstyle, then it's time to get wishing, folks. And that's all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the fabulous Lady Yae, and if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and maybe hit the subscribe button too. The question of today's video is, out of all of Yae Miko's roles, what would you want to be? Head of the Shrine, Raiden's familiar, Editor-in-Chief, or a powerful Kitsune? I'd pick Kitsune. I think I'd rock some fluffy ears and a cool tail, to be fair. Let me know what you would choose in the comments. Don't forget to let me know if there's any topics or characters you want to see next, but for now, see you next time.
Peace and tranquility seems to be all the rage nowadays, but it gets dreadfully boring after a while.